Okay chat, here's a long-awaited video about the picnic table that I've been posting about. As you can see from the title, I've changed the name to Outdoor Table so we can add some more aura. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video, so let's get into it. To start, I 3D modeled it in Rhino, so boom, here it is. As you can see from my little dimension arrows, it's 3 foot by 6 foot. Also, as I've said before in my Instagram post, the chairs slide under the table so you don't have to do hurdles by walking by it. I'm broke, so I need to save some cash money anywhere I could, and the biggest expense was the actual lumber since I've already got the tools. That being said, after I modeled it, I got together my cutlass and put them into an optimizer to get the exact amount of wood I needed. I'm just using nominal lumber, so it ain't that deep. The cool thing about the optimizer though is that it takes into account the kerf thickness, and for those of you that don't know what a kerf is, it's the thickness of the blade. So for example, I modeled my tabletop boards to be 72 inches long, and I plan to use 12 foot 2x6s. The issue there is that I wouldn't be able to get two 72-inch boards out of a 12-foot board because the thickness of the blade is roughly 0.07 inches. Therefore, in order to use a 12-foot board, I'd have to cut two boards into 71.965 inches, which I didn't really care about, so I just ran with it. Also, we're buying lumber from Home Depot, so the boards probably aren't exactly 12-foot anyways. So after I plugged in the info, the clanker spit out what I needed for wood and broke it down into 7 8-foot 2x4s, 3 8-foot 4x4s, and 6 12-foot 2x6s. So after the depot I went. Once I got there, I started feeling out the weight of the wood, and I realized how heavy the total amount of wood would be on my roof racks. It then dawned on me that they might not be able to support all that weight, so in an effort to not break my roof racks, I took 2 trips. By the time I got home, I was too tired to keep going, so I unloaded everything and waited until the next day. So here we are cutting all the wood, being as precise as I can with my Ryobi. No shade though, it's a good little saw. Once I got everything cut, I started putting together the leg assemblies. Basically, we've just got 2 H legs attached by long stretchers and a few cross supports. It's a rather simple design that I picked up from my many years in a furniture experience. I had to be extra careful building these though, because any misalignment would have made the benches sit like the Leaning Tower of Pizza. So boom, then we get the bench legs done and move on to the table, which is the same design, just slightly larger. And after all that, shout out to Kat, we liked him better in Minnesota. We cut down the tabletop and the bench seats out of the 2x6s. I was too lazy to bring back out my Ryobi, so I just circ sawed them. From there, I just lined them up and clamped them to the table. I then pre-drilled and countersunk some GRKs into the top so they'd stay forever. I don't know if any of you have had the pleasure of countersinking screws, but it's oddly satisfying to me. Anyways, here we are sanding everything down so my buyer didn't get splinters. I know I should have used a dust mask for this, but I didn't really care, so I just held my breath for a couple hours. After we got it all sanded down, I put on some 2-in-1 poly and stain that was colored espresso, cue Sabrina Carpenter. I went with 2 coats on the table and benches, and it's got a nice color now. And here we are with the final reveal. I think it turned out nice. Let me know what you guys think. The lady I sold it to asked for an umbrella hole, and so these shots are with my umbrella. I think I've got her convinced to use the same one I've got. The table color is nice too, and it shines good from golden hour shots. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If the video gets more than 50 likes, I'll build whatever the top comment says.